guys, gals, and everyone in between. We'd like to welcome you to The List Goes On Awards with your hosts, Ash and... what is that? Some sort of cat?
Friends, Romans, countrymen, list goes on, listeners.
Faithful and most loyal attendants of ours.
Welcome to the first annual Don't Check List Goes On Awards, where we celebrate the games that we have played, the moments on the show, and you, the viewers, for all that you have given to us.
I feel like we should have a Don't Check icon on screen for every episode of the podcast, and it flashes whenever we say something completely wrong. Just like don't look into it.
Sure. I tell you what, as a first, as we cap off season 1 with the awards, we'll install that in the corner right now. I'll say something that is possibly wrong.
Yeah.
Shadow the Hedgehog runs at a consistent 60 frames a second in the GameCube.
We are truly the most comprehensively, meticulously accurate awards podcast show.
Yeah.
As long as you don't check any of the things we say.
Time Splitters has no campaign.
Alright, don't come at me like this.
There is no wall within the walls.
I was so ashamed of myself for that error on my part.
Your words and deeds.
For that foolishness. Yeah.
I know, but that's fine. We can rectify this. So.
Yeah, we can now look back on season 1 of The List Goes On.
And what a beautiful lineup of games.
What a beautiful season it was.
We have everything from quality titles like Signalis and Resident Evil 4 to shit no one's ever heard of like Legend of K and Disaster Day of Crisis.
Yeah.
And we've decided that each of these are equals in the gauntlet that is The List Goes On Awards.
So, Connor, you're a madman with no regard for sensibility.
What gave that away?
Well, let's not get into it. We'll be here for all day.
You're right.
But you were very, very keen on us having an award show for our blockbuster, world-shattering podcast.
Well, exactly.
Do you want to talk about the reasoning behind that?
Yeah, absolutely. Listen, I've made a big effort to maintain the sanctity of the list rankings at the end of every episode, to give an idea of, what the best games are, what the most interesting games are, what are the games that are just the most fun, because that's definitely a thing you can quantifiably order.
Exactly. And eventually we will have played every video game ever released. And by the end of it, we will have a comprehensive ranking of every video game ever made.
Precisely.
Yeah. So we need to stick to our guns all the way throughout. Retain our commitment to the truth.
Yeah, exactly. And as a result of that, what I've decided to do is to not bother with any of those metrics and host a weird award show where we base these games' worth based on completely arbitrary stuff, some of which are on objective merits, and others of them are based on how good the rat is in it.
The rat must be determined.
We have to determine how good the rats are. I mean, we've got all the basic stuff you'd expect in any award show. We're going to celebrate the best soundtracks on the game. We're going to celebrate the best protagonists and antagonists. But we're also going to determine...
But there's like a flip side of that, where you've got best antagonist and then worst fucking guy.
Exactly. What's the difference? Find out.
Yeah, stay tuned.
But most importantly, I've decided that as far as award shows are concerned, I fucking had enough.
You've had enough?
I'm sick of seeing posers out there acting like they know how to run an award show.
Yeah.
What the fuck even is the Oscars, and are any of those motherfuckers even called Oscar? What the hell are the Game Awards? They don't celebrate games, they celebrate Hydrobot, and Hideo Kojima being my friend. Those are words from Jeff Keighley himself. So I've decided to beat these madmen at their own game, and host my own award show. We're gonna have adverts.
Am I a part of it?
Yes.
Or is it your award show? You've already become megalomaniac in doing this. You've just I'm going to make the most beautiful award show anyone's ever seen. There's going to be lights, action, stage shows.
And Ash will be my co-host.
Yeah, thanks.
But
This is going to be The List Goes On award show by Connor, your name, in massive font and tiny underneath, and also featuring Ash.
We'll have a little grey sticker in the corner.
Yeah, you're going to Mike Wazowski me out.
Yeah, featuring Ash from the Ash May Cry series.
I do cry a lot.
Yeah?
I cried yesterday. Because I was watching old Final Fantasy XIV cutscenes.
They moved you to tears.
They did move me to tears.
We are not reviewing Final Fantasy XIV on the list.
Not yet.
No.
I'll get them one day.
Not in the slightest. But I suppose, actually, before we do this, we need to explain how the awards work.
Yeah.
So, following in the example of other award shows, you might be thinking, well, what are you going to make different about this, Colin?
Yeah. What's our je ne sais quoi?
Yeah, because you might think, do we put the power into the hands of the people?
No. outrageous.
Absolutely
unacceptable. Because they're going to choose the wrong things.
Exactly. So instead, I've taken a couple of notes from the Oscars, where I have put together a prestigious academy of anonymous folks who are informed about games, who've followed the show, who are good friends of ours, and through the power of cronyism and a bunch of weird oddball opinions that our friends have, we have determined the best of the list.
All three of those are definitely true. We're definitely good friends of all of them. They've definitely all seen the show, and they definitely all know about games.
Yeah. Definitely.
I think I knew one hero out there actually qualifies all three.
Yeah, there is,
Yeah.
and we have to celebrate him.
Yeah.
We've actually done so by inaugurating an award in his honour.
Oh, yeah.
So
the Dragon's Dogma Award to the best use of rat.
Precisely. And I'm so excited to reveal the results of that.
Yeah.
But
So the way that it works is that we've assembled this council, this electoral college of wise men. I think they are all men, aren't they?
yeah.
Yeah. Well, don't think about that.
We're as diverse as the Academy.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a girl. I got to vote. So they've all voted on all of our 20 categories, and because of that, we don't actually know who's won each award. Like, we've got a pile of envelopes on the table next to us, and when we reveal who has won, that will be the first time we know about it.
Yeah, so this is our live reaction.
Yeah.
And as a result of that, we're going to try and predict who we think has won first. And we're actually going to have a little competition for it to see how close we've gotten. We're going to see who ends up getting the most correct guesses at the end. So if you want to play along with us in the audience, feel free.
Comment your score, and you can win nothing.
Yeah, we'll have no prize for you,
Yeah.
but we'll give you...
But we'll respect you slightly more.
Yeah.
Maybe next year you'll get a vote.
To be fair, dreaming big, assuming this is all a success, it might be fun for next year's awards to have a public vote.
Oh, yeah.
Because I think at that point we'll have enough listeners who are tuning in that...
Hopefully, yeah.
Yeah, because we started quite slow. Things kind of blew up around the June of last year, and since then people have kind of trickled in a little bit more with
Yeah.
especially with Signalis and Total War.
Oh, yeah. Classic episodes.
Classic episodes.
Yeah.
They were good fun. We actually have a lot of nominations for both of those.
We do. Those are both very good games. Those are some of the only good games that we nominated this year. Because we are, of course, only selecting from the pool of games we've talked about on the show so far.
Yeah, no.
So the first 12 episodes, what we call Season 1, those are the only nominees.
Yeah.
Not all the other 50 games we played.
This is very important to understand if you listen to an award and go, why the fuck isn't X nominated? That's such a better thing for this.
Yeah. No, we have limited ourselves to 12 vaguely rubbish games. Yeah. It's been quite the season.
Well, now, we have like maybe 3 or 4 good ones.
That's true, that's true.
And then we have 4 mediocre ones and 4 that are dog shit.
Yeah,
So-
perfect balance, as all things must be.
Perfectly. Listen, if you're wondering why I'm so bitter, it's because we didn't get nominated for the Poddies. We didn't get nominated for the
No,
Oscars.
so we took matters into our own hands.
Haunting Ground didn't appear once at the Game Awards, and we're very upset.
So, with that said, shall we move on to the worst game?
Yes, we're going to get worst game out of the way first and foremost.
Because we love to celebrate the bad just as much as we do the good.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, would you please be able to read out the nominees? Do we want to get the document up?
The document would be good. If anyone wants to know why we didn't make the year anniversary for this, it's because I had to prepare a 3,000-word PDF because not actually anyone in the Academy had listened to all 12 episodes of the show.
No, so we needed to give them context.
We needed to have context. I will get the document up on my telephone.
I'd like to shout out the YouTube user whose name I do not remember, who recently listened through all episodes of The List Goes On while playing House Flipper on a long weekend. So
Yeah, you're our favourite.
you are our favourite.
Yeah,
and we love
you're
you.
the one.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for playing my game.
So it also doesn't help the document is not in order.
Quiet. All right, so the nominees for the worst game of whenever are Shadow the Hedgehog.
It's almost the worst game we've ever played. Like it's not fun to play. It's a nightmare to look at. It's not well designed.
Yeah.
It's a nightmare.
Balan Wonderworld.
Trying to suffer for your art.
No, I'm here to relax. I'm here to enjoy myself. But here I am with Balan Wonderworld, so maybe I should reassess that.
Geist.
I just recall us sitting there and being like, "Oh, there's fucking 10,000 ghosts flying all around." I guess you had to escalate the Geist action by making there be 100 Geists.
And of course, Disaster. The day of Christ. What happened there? There was a disaster in my brain, apparently. The day of crisis is here. It's Disaster. Day of crisis.
That's the best way to introduce Disaster, frankly.
Which, honestly, one of the victims of there being so few nominees, to go around this year. Because Disaster doesn't deserve to be in worst game.
No.
Like, it's a fine game.
It's perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I don't think it's won this award.
I think it's Shadow the Hedgehog.
Oh, you do?
I think it's definitely going to be Shadow the Hedgehog. That game gave us both a headache. It is a nightmare game.
That's completely fair.
Yeah.
You see, I feel like that would be my first pick as well, but I think because we're on opposite ends, I'm going to bet my chips on Balan Wonderworld.
Oh, the Yuji Naka double threat.
Yeah, well, listen, Balan Wonderworld has a reputation for being awful.
Yeah.
And I feel like a lot of people recognize that, and they might decide.
Yeah, I think those are both really good options.
Yeah.
I think Disaster and Geist don't deserve to win.
No.
All right, well,
who's the winner?
So exciting. And the winner is Shadow the Hedgehog with 4 votes.
Oh,
There
beautiful.
we go. By the way, there are 6 votes to go around.
Yeah.
Just to confirm.
Yeah.
It's not 4 out of 967 or something like that.
Yeah, no, it was spread real
Yeah,
thin
the vote
this
is
year.
split crazy.
So, what did you vote for?
I voted for Shadow the Hedgehog
Oh,
because
no.
it gave me a migraine. It made my head go owie.
I nearly voted for Geist.
Yeah?
Because for me, it was a tough split between that and Shadow.
See, for me, it was so immediate because at least Geist had good ideas. I don't think any of Shadow's ideas are good.
I think it's just that like there's at least a few things about Shadow that kind of work. Like the songs are really good.
Yeah,
like the
yeah.
presentation isn't the worst in the world.
Perhaps not. Perhaps not.
But it whereas
You don't love the memorable soundtrack of Geist?
No, I think Geist is a real amalgamation of some of the worst parts of what it wants to do. It's the worst of modern military, and it's the worst
That's true.
of...
I think for me, Geist would have been more of a contender if it was perhaps the most boring game.
Yeah.
Or the least interesting game.
The game that made me the most upset.
Yeah, perhaps. But this was worst game, and I just don't think Shadow works on a fundamental level.
Yeah, I ultimately picked Shadow because...
Yeah, because you're a sensible man.
Yeah, and also Shadow is terrible. I think it gets forgotten about as a bad Sonic
Yeah,
game.
and we're going to bring it back.
Yeah, I mean, this is the year of Shadow.
This is the year of Shadow. There we go. And in honor of the year of Shadow,
We've
given him worst game. He better not win best game, or I'm going to freak the fuck out.
I hope he enjoys that award.
Yeah,
wherever he
yeah.
is.
We've given him his trophy.
Yeah.
You know,
There you go.
he would have given a speech, but he's really tired.
So, the next award is celebrating the leads of every game, the best protagonist, of which there are a good few to go around here, frankly. And the nominees for best protagonist are Fiona and Huey from Haunting Ground.
I think I would legitimately like this game less if Huey wasn't in it.
Yeah, 100%.
Like, that feels very shallow for me to say, but I think otherwise it would just be a game where you run around as some girl in a spooky castle.
Yeah, it'd be a game just...
Elster from Signalis.
Elster, like, watches this happen, and for a moment, I think she tries to help, but, like, in a very slow kind of, how do I help? I
Yeah,
want to
like
do
she looks
something.
horrified. Like she's just like, oh my god, like this is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Leon S. Kennedy from Resident Evil 4.
Leon is simultaneously played as both the world's coolest guy and also the biggest idiot ever made.
Yeah.
He is...
And Raymond Bryce from Disaster Day of Crisis.
Yeah!
Come on,
He eats that burger!
he fucking eats that burger. What a man. So this is a really tough one. I'm trying to base this based on The Academy and what I know about
that's smart,
them.
that's smart.
And I feel like it's a huge spread of different perspectives and things like that. And I really think it's either going to be Elster or Leon.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think Raymond has the momentum.
No,
And I think Fiona and Huey, maybe the dog vote will carry them, but
maybe.
Yeah.
But I think I'm gonna put my chips down on Leon.
Okay, I'll go with Elsa then. But
Really?
I think it's going to be Leon because he's the most iconic.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, here we go.
And the winner
Ooh, it's actually kind of tense.
of Best Protagonist.
My heart is all aflutter.
is Leon S. Kennedy with 3 votes.
Damn.
A special mention to Huey, second, but only Huey.
Only Huey?
Yeah, someone
Wait,
voted-
people for only Huey.
Someone voted only for
Wow,
Huey.
the disrespect. The Academy needs to be fired. I think all the votes should be void.
All right, well, we'll check this out and start again.
This is outrageous. The Fiona disrespect, honestly.
The dog vote came through.
I'm amazed that Elster is in second.
But yeah, no, Leon is a fucking great guy.
Leon, no one can be mad about Leon
Yeah,
winning.
like I personally voted for Leon.
I voted for Elster.
Yeah, there we go.
And maybe I didn't actually. I forget.
Yeah.
Because I think I was thinking of voting for Elster, but then I realized that Elster is actually kind of boring for most of the game until you get to the end.
That's fair.
Yeah,
That's
so
fair.
I might have gone for Leon as well.
Yeah.
I mean, he's got such great lines, like, where's everyone going, bingo.
Yeah.
Like,
he's the video game himbo. He is the one.
Yeah, he's a classic guy. He's iconic. I love to see him. There's no sour milk over that win.
Exactly. I would have been happy.
Either way, I think, with Elster or with
Yeah.
Leon. But what about the opposite end of the coin, Ash?
Ooh, are we on best antagonist?
We are on best antagonist.
How exciting. I have quite the investment on this one, so if I don't get my way, I'm going to be so upset. All right, so the nominees for best antagonist are Kuroda from Clock Tower 3.
He does this weird little crab walk.
Yeah.
He like crouches and raises his hand. He's a fucking menace. He's loving it. He's all in for it.
Ramon Salazar from Resident Evil 4.
So Salazar was like, okay, I'm going to trap Leon and Ashley in 2 different parts of the corridor and have my big drill crush him.
Daniela from Haunting Ground. But as a character who is chasing femininity to such a degree that it's driven her insane, I find that unsettling. That really strikes at my core of like, oh god, that really hits me quite hard. The Scissor Twins from Clock Tower 3.
And it's obviously Dennis because he's moving and talking and making lots of noise. No, actually, the Scissor Twins have built an elaborate Dennis robot that they've used to trick Alyssa into thinking that he's died. Because then, like, the little slab that he's on opens up and the real Dennis comes out.
Lovely.
Huge category for Clock Tower 3, which got not 1 but 2 nominations this year.
We for the record, the both of us decided on the nominees. We left the voting of who won to the Academy, and we felt the Clock Tower just had too broad of a range.
It was impossible to pick just one.
Yeah.
And honestly, we could have done Lord Burrows.
We could have done Lord
Yeah,
Burrows.
yeah.
Lord Burrows would have been valid. I would have even stretched to Chopper.
Yeah, only Sledgehammer gets left in the cold.
Yeah, because he fucking sucks.
He fucking blows, yeah. All right. I think Kuroda will win.
You reckon?
I think he's very funny.
Okay.
He does the booty blast.
This is true.
I really want Daniela to win.
Yeah.
But I just don't think the Academy has my back on that one.
See, this is another one where I'm really not sure where this is going to go, because my guess would actually be for Ramon.
Okay.
And the reason why is just that I think that it's the better known game out of them.
Yeah.
He is fucking great.
He is good. There's no way around
He
it.
hijacks your telephone line to tell you that he's just a little 20-year-old man.
He builds a gigantic robot of himself that immediately falls off a cliff.
Yeah, it's perfect.
So shall we see who is the best antagonist?
Absolutely.
All right, here it is. It's a tie. It's a tie between Kuroda and Daniela.
Oh!
Well.
Oh my god.
Everyone can be happy with that, except we can't, because there are no ties and the list goes on Academy show.
Absolutely not. So this is going to be quite funny, because as far as a tie is concerned, we basically decided we just kind of have to talk it out who wins.
This is the moment, though. This is the perfect tie. I will refuse to not let Daniela win. I will fight until we are dead for Daniela to win.
Can I at least argue my case?
Yeah, go
Your
ahead,
Honor?
go ahead.
Like, listen, as much as the defense is cornered here, Kuroda is the funniest man alive.
He is the funniest man alive.
He is someone that I need more of the world to know about. He walks around like a crab. He does a booty blast. He melts people with acid, which is one of the most horrendous ways that you can harm someone, let alone kill them. And yet he's hamming it up. He loves it. His name sounds vaguely like William Hague, which makes me think of British politicians going around shoving people into oil. He's very special to me, and one day I dressed up like him to scare Ash at the front door of my house, only to open the door and realise it was the mailman.
Yeah, and I'll tell you for what, if it was funniest antagonist, or most likable antagonist, perhaps, but this is best antagonist.
Yeah.
And I honestly think with all my heart that Daniela is one of the best antagonists in storytelling. Bar none. I would also raise the point that I think Kuroda's level is bad. Like, his level is a series of small, crappy rooms in a sewer.
No, that's true.
Whereas I think Daniela's level in Haunting Ground and the way they utilize Daniela by making her use hiding points, by making her chase you, by the cleaning stuff that she does, that's such an effective villain. Whereas Kuroda is very funny.
Yeah.
I'll give you that. But his level isn't very good.
Yeah.
And he isn't actually that good at being a villain in his own story.
I'll concede.
Okay.
I'll concede
smashing.
on this point. We will give the award to Daniela. What a prestigious award to get.
Yeah,
Best
yeah.
Which, to be fair, considering what it's like for protagonists, we've gone with the most...
There we go, yeah.
Yeah,
The most niche, perhaps.
Yeah, it's fantastic. I will.
I kind of wish the Independent Electoral Commission, who definitely didn't have a vote, put what the tie was, because I'd be curious to know if it was 2-2 and then 1-1 for some other villains, perhaps.
Maybe, yeah. Like, if it was a 3v3, that's, like, wow.
Yeah,
I wouldn't have expected that.
I'm so happy. We could end the award show now. Daniela won.
Neither of us will win.
Yeah. But I can feel good that Kuroda also tied.
Yeah, me
like
too.
there's no bones about that.
That's the perfect list goes on moment for us, where our two favourites, made it.
I'm so pleased.
So, the next award.
Yeah.
We've obviously talked about some protagonists, but we need to talk about the fact that there's a lot of characters that we have to kind of keep track of on the list. Like,
Sorry, I just looked over at the pile and saw what category it was, and I'm very pleased.
There's a lot of names that we have to kind of keep track of, There's that one guy from Geist. What's it? You know what? It doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But we've dedicated an award in his name for the most memorable, most beautiful, most funniest, fantastical, incredible names that one can bear.
Well, one of the most beautiful parts of the list goes on is all of the incredible in-jokes that he has created over a period of time.
Yeah.
And I feel like most of the nominees here have become part of that tapestry where we just say their names unrelated to anything else, and it makes either of us laugh at any point.
Yeah.
Because they just remind us of all the good times.
They do.
Yeah.
That was a big qualifier for why we nominated these four.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
Here are the nominees for the Sam Raimi Award for Best Character Name. Wait, he's called John Raimi, isn't he?
No, he's called Sam Raimi.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's the guy who made Spider-Man.
Yeah, and he was in Geist, yeah.
The nominees are Melissa Gratep, Total War Warhammer 3. Ugo Belli, Haunting Ground. The Dark Man, Clock Tower 3.
He's so dark, bro.
Enki Gilbert, Ridge Racer Type 4. Well, I guess I have to give a prediction on who wins.
You do, yeah, you're up first. Well, there's one we know who's definitely not going to win, and that's probably Enki Gilbert.
You reckon Enki Gilbert's not going to
I don't think Enki Gilbert can face up against the Dark Man.
That's true. I think, you know what? I think that the Dark Man might take it.
Yeah.
That's my choice. That's who I think everyone's voted for.
It's a real toss-up here, because the first three are so good. But I'm going to vote with my heart on this one. I'm going to vote for what I actually did vote for, which is Melissa Ratep. Because I think Melissa Ratep has had the most legs in our joke circle.
Yeah.
Of just saying Melissa Ratep's name.
Melissa Ratep. She's somehow become more memorable than, like, Isabella von Cast.
Yeah, no, Melissa Ratep is the true leader of the Vampire Nation in my heart, if you ask me. All right, ooh.
And the winner of the Sam Raimi Award for Best Character Name is the Dark Man.
The Dark Man.
3 votes.
Yeah, he's called the Dark Man.
He's called the Dark
He's an evil guy. He's your grandpa.
He's your grandpa.
And he wants you in a way that ain't right.
No, not at all.
What a way to honor him.
Oh, beautiful. That man has been in my dreams. That man has haunted,
He has been in your
haunted
dreams.
my nightmares.
Huge win.
So who did you choose?
I voted for Melissa Ratep.
I chose Ugo Belli.
Wait, so we didn't vote for either? Like, wow. The
No.
Academy was against us today.
I guess I still win this one.
I think the Dark Man has the most visceral, immediate appeal.
Yeah.
Where he's just called the Dark Man.
Exactly.
Anyone can enjoy that.
Garth Marenghi's Dark Place.
Garth
in Human.
Marenghi's the Dark Man.
What a beautiful person.
Yeah, we can all be happy about that.
Oh, it's so good.
Well, Connor, with joy, with life, there must come inevitably death. And we're going to celebrate death today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've dressed for a wake, I suppose.
I suppose so. I'm not. If I showed up to a funeral how I'm dressed, oh boy.
No.
Yeah, best death. This is a really funny one because some of the deaths are either incredibly funny or really sad.
Yeah.
Which I find deeply amusing.
In between.
So, the nominees for best death are the acid bath from Clock Tower 3.
And he breaks in and goes, "Alright, that's enough happy families for one day." He grabs the old woman and he drags her like across the table, knocking over all the toys. He grabs the mother, he tosses her into like a pool of acid and does the same to the son and all this kind of stuff. And they're all shrieking and flailing around. They spin around everywhere.
Luis Serra from Resident Evil 4.
Leon, I got it. It's immediate.
Yeah. He's like, I've got this incredibly important plug a sample that is crucial to the entire plot. Oh shit, I forgot it.
Yeah, and then he's like, 1 second, I'll be back.
Yeah.
He runs back in with it and instantly gets stabbed.
Memory from Signalis.
It's an incredibly powerful scene.
Especially when she like lays down next to the tank and she puts her head there and she's just like, I'm just gonna die here. Like this is all I could get, really.
Maria from Shadow the Hedgehog.
It's something that I find endlessly weird though, because it's such a level of moral complication that Sonic doesn't need. That like the forces of humanity marshaled their troops to shoot a child.
Yeah, they did.
That girl gets so shot.
Dude, if that girl doesn't get shot minute 5 of the Shadow the Hedgehog film, I'm walking. That's it. I'll take my prepaid ticket and get out of there.
Right? It's an outrage.
Yeah, it can't be allowed to stand, and which is why we're putting this pressure on the producers of that film
Yeah.
with Best Death.
Well, who do you think is deserving of best death? Because we have 3 comical ones and 1 really serious one.
I would like it to be Memory, because of course I would. I'm a fucking simp for Signalis, I guess, is the verbiage of the day.
Yeah.
But I think the Kuroda acid bath is so funny.
Yeah.
It's the funniest thing that's ever happened. Like, it's just a man walks in and he just puts 2 people into a big acid bath and he's jumping all around and everyone's spinning, and like it starts with this really twee British family being like, oh mother, you must wear your shawl or you'll catch cold. Oh, don't worry, silly boy. Then suddenly, oh, guess what? Fuckers are going in the bath.
They all spin around.
And like my document did provide a video, so I kind of feel that the acid bath will take the day here.
Yeah. So maybe we'll swap shoes.
Yeah.
Because I'm gonna predict a total wildcard because I want it to be Luis.
Yeah, you think Luis's death is really funny.
That death is really funny
Yeah.
to me. But I think I'm gonna walk a mile in your shoes and pick Memory from Signalis.
Memory is very touching. So we'll see if our Academy... This is the thing. This is the one where we determine, did the Academy vote based on humour or the one they actually thought was the best?
Yeah.
Let's see. Signalis. Memory.
Wow.
Wow. I'm surprised. I didn't have any respect for the Academy, but that's changed after this.
Holy shit! All right.
Excellent. That brings a smile to my face.
Oh, brilliant.
I didn't believe in Signalis, but I should have done, because of course it was. It's so good.
Yeah, it's by a majority.
Yeah, 3 votes, yeah.
I was kind of expecting a tie.
No, Signalis, 3 votes.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Because I think I voted for Memory.
Yeah.
What did you vote for?
I voted for the acid bath.
Yeah. So you didn't even vote for Luis.
No, I didn't vote for
Wow.
that. I was so torn, but
Yeah.
I was like, I gotta give Kuroda a chance. Well, this is an upsetting day for me, because it means Kuroda walks away with nothing.
Oh, that is true, but he walks away with our eternal love.
He does.
You know, in memory of Kuroda.
In memory of Kuroda,
Yeah,
God bless.
this one goes out to Kuroda.
We'll get next year.
We'll get him next year.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that. What a sweep it's been for me so far.
I know. I'm winning by points.
You are
but
winning by points, yeah.
Not by morale.
But in this instance, I'm happy to be wrong, because I'm so pleased that Daniela and Signalis won those 2 categories.
Well, we're probably due to have a break in a moment, but before we do, we'll announce one more.
Yeah, we'll tap off the first section, the first half.
Yeah, the first half.
The first half of the award show with this next category.
As far as our games are concerned, there are some that are more befitting of the energy of the list than others.
Well, you can't play such a wide range of games without creating an innate energy around the kind of games that you pick. A momentum that picks out the games that most fit the format than others, you know? Like, it's just inevitable.
And as a result of that, there are some that really, leaps and bounds, really tap into the energy of what the list is.
Yeah.
This eclectic mix of unusual, bizarre, barely known and surprising games. And sometimes some that are really fucking boring, but for the most part, ones that are like...
The
really...
mundane and the wondrous.
Exactly.
The zany and the anodyne.
It's beautiful, isn't it? So,
It's truly a beautiful sport.
So we have prepared an award for the most... The list goes on of any of these
What that
games.
means to anyone is entirely up to them, but...
Oh yeah, no, I think this is going to completely confuse the Academy because we didn't give a description on what this award meant. So I have no idea.
I gave context for every other category other than
this one. So
because it's up to their heart.
Yeah.
It's what they think is the most list goes on.
Yeah, so I got no fucking idea what to
Yeah.
predict. The nominees for the most The List Goes On. Clock Tower 3. She just stands there, a bow materializes in her hand, she shoots into the sky. It comes up with how many victims he's killed.
Yeah, it's like sledgehammer, 100 people killed.
Yeah, and he's like sentenced to 426 years, and it counts down, filling up his health bar, and the word judgment splashes onto the fucking screen, and suddenly it's a combat game.
Yeah.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
How did a big budget studio working on one of the most premier franchises in all of video games make something like this?
Yeah, there is something endearing about it's the mess of it that it is. Disaster. Day of Crisis.
What is going to happen next? Are we going to be in a fucking fire tornado? Is there going to be a tsunami? Are we going to have to rescue 25 guys from the 1 million surge troops? Will we find a burger in a bin that Raymond will immediately just eat in one bite?
Balan Wonderworld.
So you get to the end of a level where you've been doing fairly rogue platforming stuff, you fight a boss, and then they just start dancing.
Yeah.
It's like, why? Why are we doing this? Like, you don't dance in the levels, there's no elements of performance in the world's environment, so why is the dance important? Like,
No,
it never clarifies on that.
It's just a victory dance.
Yeah,
It's just a celebration. And
What a strong lineup that is.
Yeah,
I
whatever.
think each game there could perfectly capture the energy of the show. Like, I'd be happy with any of those winning.
Yeah. People might be going, well, what about Total War? What about Resident Evil 4? No, those games are good.
No, those games are fucking rad.
Yeah.
Like, they haven't got the energy. They haven't got the gift.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. That's why we chose those
I mean, I guess you could ask, is the most list goes on the worst games? But no. It's the most list goes on. And like, we couldn't be any clearer than that.
Yeah. I got no idea what the fuck to predict.
No, this is a real toss-up.
I'm gonna throw my lot in on Shadow.
Okay.
And here's the reason why. I feel like Shadow's gonna be quite popular amongst the Academy just based on what I know about them.
Yeah.
And you know how you go to a casino, you go up to the big wheel, and it's like, do you want to bet on red or do you want to bet on black? Shadow is both of these colours.
That's true, and I love both those colours.
And thus I believe that Shadow is a safe bet.
See, I can see the reasoning there. I totally agree. I think Clock Tower is more the list goes on. Maybe that's by my own skewed metrics, but the Clock Tower, to me, the Clock Tower 3, to me, that is the game I think of whenever I think of the list goes on. So I'm going to go with Clock Tower 3.
All right.
Well, there you
that
go.
works for me. All right. Well,
Here we are.
And the winner of the most list goes on.
The most pointless award we can give.
Put it on the box.
Or reprint whoever wins with that.
Clock Tower 3
Yeah!
with 3 votes.
Woo!
Perfect.
I just think Clock Tower 3 is the list goes on.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. No, absolutely.
It has all the hallmarks. It's zany. It's terrible. I tricked you.
You did.
I did trick you into
fucking
playing
tricked
it.
me with this.
Yeah. And now look where you are 4 years later.
Tell you what, Kuroda, you can come up and take this award. Just because, fuck off, Alyssa.
Yeah.
This is Kuroda's award.
Put the acid bath thing down. Just take the gas mask off.
Yeah. Speaking of which, has anyone seen John Raimi? He's not...
Who's John Raimi? You mean Sam Raimi?
Oh, I think I mixed up the invitations.
Oh, you invite... John Raimi's so boring.
I was hoping I get to talk to Sam Raimi. I love his films.
He was going to announce The Fourth Eye.
Well, this completely fucks up the premiere we were going to do.
That,
We had a world premiere for the
yeah,
award.
we did. You had your world premiere voice all practiced as well.
Fucking God.
Damn it.
Shit.
Well, we're just going to have to continue on, I suppose.
Yeah.
Stagger on like many of the games that we've played beyond the point of reasonable.
The list will go on
The list must go on.
after this commercial break.
World premiere.
All right, everybody. I know you've been waiting for it. Here's the Team Neighborhood Episode 5 premiere. Oh, I guess I forgot about that.
And we're back in the List Goes On Awards studio, where we are happy to announce that during the ad break, we actually announced the winner for the Most Interesting Justification for Most Interesting Award, which went to fucking Time Splitters. Yeah, Time Splitters!
Yeah, we really wanted to have it in the show this year, but there just wasn't enough time with all the sponsors and the gimmick sections and stuff.
There's too many ads that we have to go through.
Yeah,
Sorry.
so
Sorry about
sadly
guys.
that award had to be shunted off to the break.
Yeah, listen, hosting an award show this big ain't cheap.
No, it cost us Tens of pence.
We were going to screen Spider-Man 4, directed by Sam Raimi, but he couldn't come today because we mixed up the invitations. The London Symphony Orchestra will be playing the main theme song to Disaster Day of Crisis.
Is that the one that goes dun, dun, do, the most boring song of all time.
Exactly. It's that one. So they're going to be funneled through in about an hour or so. But I suppose we should get back to the awards themselves.
We should. I'm so eager to know who has won our next category. We've honoured the best antagonist.
Yeah.
The most effective and blood-curdling villain. But there's a different kind of villain out there, Connor. Maybe not even a villain in some respects, but someone who you just hate to hate.
Yeah.
And that's why we've created Worst Fucking Guy.
The worst fucking guy. We've had some bad fucking guys on the show.
Yeah, there's been some real deadbeat guys on this show. Some real yawners, if you ask me.
Fucking tired of them.
I'm sick of them, and that's why we're going to honour them today. That's why we're going to respect the name of Worst Fucking Guy.
Exactly.
Shall we get to it?
Yeah, absolutely.
All right, give me the sacred envelope.
Yep. Would you like to read out the nominees?
I would love to read the nominees, Connor. Thank you for asking. You know I'm so into that.
Yeah, you're welcome.
The nominees are, for Worst Fucking Guy, Major Evans, Disaster Day of Crisis.
Like, you don't actually have any context of who any of these characters are, and they're all just saying all these dramatic things, and it's like, you're just a brown hair guy who sniped me. Like,
He's a boring ass man.
and now he's like the most ridiculous, eloquent, crazy villain man of all time.
Ricardo, Haunting Ground. Ricardo's level is worse than Daniela's, there's no doubt about that.
Yeah.
And so much of that is because Ricardo is just plainly uninteresting. Ricardo is looking at her and he just says, "Hello, Fiona. I've decided you will give birth to me."
Yeah, it's the way he says, "I have decided you will give birth to me."
like just now. K, Legend of.
No, all of Kay's dialogue is very lethargic and kind of weirdly hollow sounding in a weird way. Kay, you idiot, you buffoon, our way of life is being erased by foreign invaders, what are you doing? And he's like, whatever.
Balan, Wonderworld. They all crowd around Balan and like Farmer Ted shakes his hand and like, Balan sheds a tear. And it's like, Balan didn't do shit.
No, he didn't.
His unpaid intern children did everything for him. And they don't even get to barely feature in that cutscene at all. And of course, who could forget? Chess Guy from Balan Wonderworld. There's a guy who's good at chess, and then he loses a game of chess, so he becomes evil.
Yeah.
And then the resolution to his story is that he plays chess and he's not evil. It's fucking a pointless, dumb story that means nothing.
Wow.
An incredible showing for Balan Wonderworld, which is a real stage show filled to the brim with terrible dudes.
A tour de force of terribleness.
Oh yeah, an absolute mwah.
Oh, that's fantastic. Well, I mean, out of those 5, who do you think's going to take the cake as the worst fucking guy?
Okay, so this is where it gets a bit tricky. Because I have my own feelings on worst guy. I've voted for my worst guy, but I have the experience of having actually played these games.
Yeah.
Whereas the prestigious, vaunted Academy will only have my descriptions to go off.
Yeah.
And among these 5, there is one character who has a particular darkness to them that I think would tip the scales in their favor, which is Ricardo,
Yeah.
who is a rapist
Yeah.
and an abuser, and a horrible man who shoots dogs.
Right, exactly.
I think, even though I didn't vote for him for religious reasons, Ricardo is the worst guy.
Yeah.
Because he is both incredibly unlikable and supremely uninteresting. He does terrible things with no pizzazz, no panache. He's a horrible man, and he hasn't even got the decency to be a showman about it.
No, he's just a boring
He's
dude.
just a boring dude in a monk robe with a gun.
Yeah.
He says lines like, "Let me into your womb," like he's reading out the fucking announcements of like Iceland. Like, this is the dullest man. So that is my pick for the worst guy. That's who I think the audience will have gone with.
That's a really good choice, and it would have been mine. So instead, I'm going to go with my second pick. I think that the Academy would have picked the pettiest man,
The pettiest man.
which I think would be the chess guy.
The chess guy who is awful.
Yeah, listen, everyone's seen that YouTube video thumbnail of the chess guy being real angry, where it makes it look like he just beats a child at chess and feels better
And
about
that makes
it.
him feel good about himself, yeah.
But even when you put it into the actual context of the story, he still sucks.
Yeah, the story is still uninteresting, because it's just, he loses one game of chess, plays another game, and goes, "Oh yeah, I like chess."
Yeah.
And that's it. Let's not dally any longer, though. If I can negotiate my way into this fucking envelope. Oh.
Oh my god.
Well,
This is the first envelope you just tore open.
yeah, my hands have left me apparently. Here we go. It's hidden away at the bottom like a fucking cracker. It is Ricardo from Haunting Ground.
Hey!
We've only 2 votes though.
Oh, really?
Yeah, a real squeaker.
So it was
Everyone
split
else got
amongst-
1 vote, and then Ricardo got 2.
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
Who did you vote for, by the way?
Ricardo.
He is horrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, I voted for Major Evans.
Yeah.
Because he annoys me beyond parallel. He's so infuriating. He's just the most boring, lame guy who ever lived. I hate him. But I'm happy to give Ricardo the Rapist the honor of worst fucking guy. He really earned it. He put the hours
He
in.
did. Let's hear it for... No,
Yeah.
let's not. Don't give him applause.
Please anti-applause for Ricardo.
Kick him out. Drag him out. Don't give him his jacket.
No, yeah.
Come on.
Don't give him the decency. He doesn't deserve it.
No, he's being. They're throwing bottles at him right now. I mean, to be fair, there was a good runners-up among them. I mean, Kay is just kind of like insufferably drab. He's trying to do his Harrison Ford
his
thing.
voice acting is awful.
And whereas Balan did make a bunch of children do work for him. So
yeah, this is a huge win for child labor.
Let's bring things over to a little bit more, something a little bit nicer.
Let's restore our morale a little bit.
Because among the games that we played, there's also been a plethora of really good music. Even among
Wonderful music.
even among games that might have been a little bit sort of middle of the road, they've had pretty decent songs in them. That
Several games from this selection I have added to my Spotify playlists for later viewing because I enjoy their music so much.
Exactly. Even the worst of the worst can have a fucking great soundtrack, and that's what we're here to celebrate today.
Yeah.
Where I'm proud to announce the nominees for Best Original Soundtrack. And the nominees are Ridge Racer Type 4. Shadow the Hedgehog. Signalis. And Time Splitters 2.
Such strong contenders this year, Connor, truly. I would feel happy about any of those winning.
Oh, me too, me too.
yeah.
They're all fucking zingers. They're absolute bangers. I know what I picked, but you know what I think is going to win?
I think I do.
Shadow the Hedgehog.
Yeah, we think the meme throat will be strong this year.
I'm betting, listen, the Shadow Gambit failed me once, but I don't think it's going to fail me this time.
All right, I'm going to hedge my bets and say Signalis.
Yeah?
Because we have a lot of people who are more modern music attuned. They might have gone for a more modern game, perhaps.
Maybe, yeah.
So I'm going to say Signalis. I don't feel good about it, but that's my guess.
No, that's completely fair. It's probably the most understated of all four
yeah.
of them. Where it's got some really good calm tracks alongside. It's, laundrette core.
Yeah. It's industrial nightmare hell.
Yeah. It's good industrial night.
It is, yeah. It's up there with the best of Akira Yamaoka's work.
Yeah. And the winner.
The winner.
Best soundtrack is Ridge Racer!
Yeah! The people won, Connor!
Yeah, the people
Bring
won!
it in!
Oh, it's
we didn't
beautiful.
believe, but it happened.
Sorry, I'm so happy about this
Yeah.
because I voted for Ridge Racer.
I didn't, but I'm so happy it won. I didn't think it would... Did it say how many votes it got?
No, it didn't.
I'm going to have to believe it got every vote.
Oh, I hope so. If it got it by a landslide...
I mean, I didn't vote for it, but...
Oh, damn it. That's a shame.
I'm
but
so happy that Ridge Racer got a win. He's the only one for me.
There's no place I'd rather be
Yeah.
than listening to the Ridge Racer Type 4 soundtrack.
But is he going to get one more win?
I hope.
We're going to find out. Actually, he's not nominated for anything else, but... but we can keep the suspense alive. Finally, my time has come.
Oh, yeah.
It's the time for the Ash Scott Memorial Award for Saddest Girl. Because as I'm sure you're all aware, I'm a very sad girl.
Yeah.
And I love me a good game in which I can see myself in other sad women. So we have the very prestigious, very honourable Saddest Girl Award. The nominees are Maria from Shadow the Hedgehog.
Maria was dying of something.
Right, yeah.
But I think they imply it's an illness.
Okay.
Shadow the Hedgehog just goes, nah, man, they fucking shot that girl.
Alyssa Hamilton from Clock Tower 3.
She gets a letter from her mum, Nancy, saying, all right, Alyssa, no matter what you do not come back home until you are 16 years old.
Yeah.
Don't you fucking even think about it. And Alyssa goes, oh no, mummy's in danger. I must immediately go home.
Fiona Belly, Haunting Ground. It kind of oscillates between you're being threatened by these people who mean ill of you, but they're also trying to treat you kind of as a guest in the castle.
They each have something that they want of you, whether that be benign or utterly monstrous.
And Elster from Signalis.
She is designed to be a loner, but she had her heart opened by her interactions with this girl, and then she's trying so hard to get back to her, and then things go the way that they do, and it just really...
And I'm going to go right out here, swinging out of the gate. I think it's got to be Elster.
You reckon?
I think Elster is the saddest girl. Like, there's no tragicer tale than the story of Elster, who is so sad that her sadness is corrupting all of time and space around her.
Amen, honestly.
Yeah.
Like especially considering, like, you lay it all out, like, line by line. Don't get me wrong, these are some sad girls, some fucking horrible things have happened to them.
Like, my second choice would be Fiona.
Yeah.
She has some horrible things happen to her.
That's the thing, I'm gonna vote for Fiona.
Yeah, I think the thing for me is that Fiona does have a happy ending, whereas nothing good can happen to Elster, apart from one kind of ending that doesn't even imply that it's a super good situation.
Yeah.
It's still compromised. And my god, those pictures of Elster from the ending of the game where she looks completely despondent and broken, just like they get a twinge of emotion from me every time I see it.
Yeah.
So I'm going with Elster.
Alright, well, let's confirm those suspicions.
I hope I won.
Yeah, I bet. And who is...
Elster from Signalis.
Hey!
Congratulations, Elster. You're real sad.
You're real sad.
You're having a terrible time.
Oh,
She
poor-
won with free vote. Did you vote for Elster?
I did.
Oh wow, so we got one other person voting for Elster.
Yeah. So I'm guessing that was yours as well.
Oh, of course. Elster, I honestly was expecting more of an overwhelming victory for Elster.
Yeah.
I'd be curious to see what the other Academy members voted for.
Me too, honestly. Did Alyssa get any? That's what I'm wondering.
I bet it's Elster, Fiona, Maria, Alyssa.
Yeah. Well, we've reached an incredibly important award on the award show. But before we get to this half of the show, here is an exclusive preview.
World premiere.
Ah, Valentine's Day. A time for love, togetherness, for matters of the heart. And what greater matter of the heart is there than blood? Blood. Blood! This Valentine's Day weekend, celebrate the martyrdom of Saint Valentine with Big D, Remold, and the corpse of Wern and Fatigue. Hunter the Parenting, Chapter 5, Don't Take Me for a Ghoul. Coming soon. See you there, lovebirds. By Ogre Popanang.
Now, I don't know what that preview was of. Because
But it was amazing.
It was amazing. They blindfolded me during it because it's a surprise. I'm actually under an NDA where I can't talk about it.
But I saw the whole thing and it was incredible.
Wow, I'm so glad. Yeah, that's fantastic. Well, without further ado, let's get to the most important of awards. And an incredibly important running gag in the list.
We're at the Ash block right now where we had Saddest Skull and now we're getting best half of a game.
Yeah. See, the list began with a game of two halves. And it continued with many other games of two halves.
Every game is a game of two halves, Connor.
Geist, Haunting Grounds.
Resident Evil 2, that's a game of two halves.
That is a game of two halves, literally, quite literally.
Yeah.
So I felt it was important that we honour this. Although there might not be many games on the list that have an incredible overall package, there are some that have one specific half of them that is incredible. Whether that be a literal, timed half of the game, or a conceptual half based on some metric of them somewhere or the other.
I don't know what half you could mean.
So, here are the nominees for Best Half of a Game. Haunting Ground. First half.
I think it might be the best part of the game in terms of its puzzle design. Like, the puzzles in Debilitus' area are all very intricate, and the level has a lot of verticality, so there's a lot of different floors that you have to try and navigate through to get to certain areas. There's a lot of really good mise-en-scène, lots of intricate sets with really good red, harsh lighting that I like quite a lot.
Yeah.
Total War Warhammer. The second playthrough.
It was very satisfying in a way that I'm kind of loath to admit, because it's just like we killed all of their wives and their children and we took everything from them. We raised their corpses to conscript into our army, Connor. It was beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Geist. The ghost half.
Not even really the half. I think those are the best sections in the game, really, is when it actually lets you it's just you, a ghost with like 5 different guys who have different abilities, and you're just trying to get through this area. That's when the game really shines the most.
Clock Tower 3. The funny half.
So stupid.
He fucking spins around everywhere because for some reason Alyssa decides that she's going to, like, rush up to him like a feral animal. He jumps onto the bed, rolls around. She crawls after him while he crawls. They do that across the entire length of this giant room. They crawl at each other.
Resident Evil 4. The Castle. The second half of 3.
Must press upon is that you have to fight a giant mech.
Well, you don't fight him, you run away from it.
Yeah, you run away from it, and it's in the image of Ramon Salazar. It's
Yeah.
a big French Napoleon mech.
Yeah.
It's the second half of the 3 halves.
Yeah, you might be wondering, now hold on a minute, the castle isn't half the game Resident Evil 3, but that's when you realise Resident Evil 3 is so above the other games on the list, it is a game of 3 halves. The village, the castle, and the island.
It's 1.5 of a game.
It's 1.5 games in one.
Yeah.
That's how good of a value for money you get from Resident Evil 4.
That's why it was so critically acclaimed. It was the most game.
Anyway, you might be wondering why Capcom's logo was going around and the sponsors. It's just, just going along up there. We're promoting their game from 19 years ago.
Everyone, please buy Haunting Ground. And then Capcom says, please don't remind anyone that we made Haunting Ground. It's really embarrassing for us.
We actually had it on our contract. We couldn't mention... We had to downplay Haunting Ground, make sure it didn't win any awards.
If you guys bring up Haunting Grounds, people might start posting the Let Me Into Your Womb clip. Or the bit when an old man makes out with a corpse.
It's very important.
Very important. Alright, so, what do you think will win best half of a game?
Now, this might be the one I've had the hardest time trying to figure out how the Academy feels about it, because there's a lot to go off of, but I think I'm going to place my bets on the dark horse that is Resident Evil 4.
The second, third half.
Yeah. Because I think anyone in the Academy who's familiar with Resident Evil 4 knows that the castle is a really good part of the game. So I think they're just going to go off the merit of, that was a pretty good bit.
Yeah. I'm going to go with Clock Tower 3 when funny.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, now that's one I want to win.
Yeah.
So let's see who takes it. And the winner
The tension in the air is palpable, viewers.
Of the best half
That
of
might
the
just be
game,
the sweat.
Resident Evil, The Castle, with 3 votes. Half the vote went to Resident Evil 4.
That's fine.
Half the vote.
Dang it.
I'm surprised it didn't come on half a piece of paper, to be honest. Half an envelope.
It's the fucking centrist win again. It just says Resi EV.
Well,
Why is he abbreviated Resident
Oh
Evil
wait,
4?
I think that actually says Total War second playthrough.
Yeah.
Wow,
That was a good playthrough.
The Skaven have just swept Leon off.
I guess we just haven't got very many supporters of imperialism out there.
No, I guess not. That's been quite a surprise, honestly. I kind of
But
expected.
almost everyone on the Academy is British.
Yeah, we love Empire.
Yeah. The British Empire is sponsoring this video. Well, next up on... Oh, this is a very special one. This is a one that is important till the list goes on beyond words. This is Best Episode Art. I'm sure you'll have all noticed that every episode we have paid a kingly sum to prepare a bespoke piece of art that captures the energy of each game, elegantly interspersed with our own personal online avatars.
Yeah.
And we thought, considering that our artist Sen, God rest his soul, he does such good work for us every time, it was really important that we try to honour his incredible work.
Yeah, we've allowed Sen to pick these pieces himself. This is one of the only awards that wasn't nominated by the both of us. This
is artist's choice.
Yeah, exactly. So he's picked 4 of his favourite pieces. I think there was a 5th that just got lost.
In time, yeah.
Yeah.
It got stuck up in the courts.
Yeah.
So, the nominees for Best Art are Shadow the Hedgehog, Haunting Ground, Resident Evil 4, and Clock Tower 3. Huge showing for the sad girl games,
Yeah.
the survival horror games. Very impressed by my turn out there.
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, some of those are some of the earlier pieces. Like, those are, I think all 4 of those pieces might be the ones that Senna's had the most time to refine,
Yeah,
which is really
definitely.
good.
Not like those other ones he just squirts out.
I'm not going to say that. He does good work.
Every time.
Honestly, sometimes, like, I want to give him tighter deadlines, but I would really rather not. The dude is stressed out to all hell and back, and the fact that he turns up and manages to produce something for every episode is fucking incredible.
Yeah. And they're all good.
Yeah.
Some are just less good than others.
It helps that we pay him.
We do pay him, yes.
yeah.
A kingly sum.
Yeah, but it's a pretty good showing from him. So which one of those do you think would have captured the imagination?
Shadow the Hedgehog.
You reckon?
It's got our furries in it. The people love that.
Sen did put a lot of effort into
He
making those
did, yeah.
personas.
There was lots of pre-work on that.
Yeah.
And it's going to follow us to our graves.
I know. I tell you what, I actually think that my pick would actually be for Resident Evil 4.
Yeah? I do like the Resident Evil 4.
I think it's such a good layout, it's such a good bit.
yeah.
I think it also helps as well that shortly after we made that art, a bunch of memes went around of the merchant with a bunch of kittens.
Yeah. So we were ahead of the curve on that one. We were riding the wave.
We were, yeah. No, I absolutely love that piece. So I think that one might have won the piece.
All right, should we find out?
Yeah, absolutely. I'm on the edge of my seat.
Ooh. And the best art of all time is Shadow the Hedgehog with 4 votes. A sweep if ever we've seen one.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's it. Oh well, smashing.
Yeah.
The furries win again.
The furries win again. Well, to be fair, I did vote for Shadow.
I also voted for Shadow.
Yeah.
Did I? I might have tricked you again.
I thought you voted for Clock Tower.
I did vote for Clock Tower. Yeah. Dang it.
I think that was one of the ones you told me before the show.
Yeah, well, you tried to guess and you got them basically all right.
Yeah.
It's infuriating because I'm so predictable.
You're currently in the lead.
That's right. Let's stop counting now. Well, shall we move on to the connecting category with Best Artist?
Yeah, certainly. So, you might be thinking, now, how do we celebrate a Best Artist award when we've only had one artist on the show? And to put it simply, multiple artists have worked behind the scenes to make the art happen. You see, while Sen does the final piece, there are others on board who are responsible for the conceptualization stage, and we want to honor those people for their beautiful, beautiful work. So, the nominees for Best Artist. Are you okay?
I just know what's coming.
The nominees for Best Artist are Sen, who's made the beautiful pieces that you've seen during the episode. Connor, who has done some of the conceptualization. Many of the layouts for many of these pieces come from Connor.
Typically in kind of clip art style, right?
Yeah, you'll often find them at the end of episodes as well, in a few cases. Ash, who has also been important to the conceptualization stage. You can see some of her great works here for some of the most beloved pieces of art.
The problem with my art is that I send it to the Sen and it doesn't help. Like he actually becomes more confused about what we want because they're so terrible.
Well, the Balam Wonderworld one's lost to time, and I want that one to be. I want people to see that one.
I drew that one on physical paper so I could show it to him and be like, "This is what you want," and he was like, "I don't know what that means."
And of course, since we require 4 nominees at least, we've also nominated Naoto Oshima for his wonderful character designs for Shadow the Hedgehog and for Balam Wonderworld. He's the most consistent artist on the show, besides from Sen, Ash, and myself.
So apart from all of us.
All of us, yeah exactly.
Okay, yeah.
Well, listen, the concept artist for Time Splitters, he doesn't get to do much else.
That's true.
Any of the other games.
Okay, fair.
So, what do you think's won Best Artist?
Well, you get to go first.
Oh, you're right, I do. Well, listen. It's not looking great for me in the runnings right now. But what I want to say is I'm going to be absolutely fucking furious if the Academy don't recognize my efforts on the show.
Your impeccable work.
Right.
Top of the line.
It's absolutely horrendous if they don't choose me
Yeah.
as the winner of Best Artist on the show.
Are you going to choose yourself as best?
I won't, because I have honor, and I would never vote for myself.
That's true.
So I'm instead going to be a courteous soul and vote for Sen. But I swear to God, if Sen fucking wins this award...
Well, with that said, I'm going to vote for myself.
You honorless cur! You swine maiden!
I just think I need a win right now. If anyone's going to win that isn't Sen, I think it'd be me for the humor.
I'm genuinely gonna fucking lose it if you've won.
It's going to be the upset of the century, friends.
I mean, we have the trophy right here.
Oh,
You can hold it and give
yeah.
your acceptance speech.
All right.
I mean, I prepared mine. Mine's, I've got
The longest few seconds of our lives as Connor fumbles with the envelope. Actually, you opened it perfectly. It was actually kind of impressive.
And the award for Best Artist goes to... It's a fucking tie.
Between who?
Sen and Naoto Oshima.
The disrespect, Connor. But the outrage. We got snubbed. The Academy doesn't respect... No, Connor, come back. Oh, Jesus. Well, I guess this is now a one-woman show, friends. We're just going to talk about a lot of horror games forever, basically. I'm just going to drone on endlessly about Fatal Frame. So did you guys know about Ghosts? Let me tell you about Ghosts, right? Connor, you're interrupting the Fatal Frame hour. Why are you tired? Where did you go?
I took a long walk.
You were going... Wow.
There's a little time dilation going on.
Oh, yeah. Your room actually exists in a time bubble.
I'm actually the Connor that's on Return to Sender. I'm filling in for him. List goes on. Connor is furious right now.
What, have you escaped your shipping container and you've come here? We have the power, Connor. We can make Naoto Oshima win. Sen would never cross us again. It would be perfect.
I think Sen would refuse to work with us. I think he'd be like, well, go to your floozy Naoto Oshima
That's
and
fine.
commission art from
then
him.
We'll get Naoto Oshima art.
But we could make Sen record an acceptance speech if we give this to him.
No, because he won't do it.
But we've had such a good run.
Don't be silly, Connor. He's not going to listen to this. He's only listened to like 2 of the episodes so far. He'll never know. He'll never know. Connor, who has been a more loyal fan than Naoto Oshima?
Should Sen hear this, know that it was Ash's words that poisoned me against you.
You're fucking sitting like Walter Cronkite announcing the death of JFK right now.
See, I'm just picturing the situation as I'm old man Theoden, old King Theoden, and you're Grimmel Wormtongue.
Yeah,
we're signing my name upon the death
You're a very
warrant.
old man.
As we throw Sen out to the wolves. Beautiful.
Right, should we give it to Sen?
Yeah, we'll give it to Sen.
Okay, excellent. Congratulations to Sen.
Congratulations, Sen!
Yeah!
If you want to give your speech, please put it here.
Thank you. This is an honor to accept such a prestigious and beautiful award. I'd like to thank Sonic the Hedgehog for giving me such good inspiration towards the furry art, and I'm looking forward to drawing more of it in the future. Thank you! Woo!
Yeah, let's move on to the next prestigious award
Oh, yes.
that is available. Now, this one, we have a dear friend of ours, one of our most loyal listeners on the podcast, and a member of the Academy.
Whose name has been censored for his privacy.
Indeed. But he is a long-standing friend of both of us. He has probably known us for as long as we've known each other,
Yeah.
which is very impressive. And one thing that he always requests is that one day that we should cover his favorite game.
His favorite game.
Dragon's Dogma.
Yeah.
He's
Sadly, Dragon's Dogma is like 100 hours long.
Yeah.
So we don't like him that much.
But we can at the very least honour his request in some
Exactly.
way by immortalising Dragon's Dogma on the list. So please, Ash, would you announce the nominees for the Dragon's Dogma Award for Best Use of Rat?
Of course, it would be my pleasure. The nominees are Geist Rat.
You have to possess a bunch of objects to scare some rats. You possess the rats and use them to lure a cat.
Legend of K Rat Alchemists.
Not these rats. These rats are bastards. These are Skaven tier rats.
Exactly, they've been doing some substance abuse.
Indeed.
Alchemist my ass. Total Warhammer 3, Craven some Scraven.
Some Skaven.
Whatever.
They have giant hamster wheels.
What?
Yeah, they have.
But they're rats.
They have a vehicle that's a giant hamster wheel, and it has a gun attached to it.
That's absolutely fantastic. That's wonderful. That's why this game rocks so hard.
I fucking love it.
Nominee 4. Ashley craves cheese from Resident Evil 4.
Not even Alright, so here was the thing, right? We had to have a minimum of 4 nominees for just about every category.
Honestly, Best Use of Rat was the most contentious. Like, we almost cut Best Use of Rat.
Yeah. But the thing is that we were convinced by the man who we are nominating this award in honor of. He said, like, oh, I mean, there's rats in Resident Evil 4. They're in, like, the sewers with the Navistadors. And I've checked the wikis and everything. There is a article for rat on the Resident Evil wiki.
Is there?
Yeah.
I mean, rats are kind of crucial to the Raccoon City outbreak.
Yeah, including the character models of the rats. They're in the remake. Fucking 8 and 4.
Oh boy.
We can't find any evidence that they were in 4.
Yeah.
Not even like a 6-polygon shitty rat that you get in Halo 3. Not even that.
So we decided to instead honor the best thing to come out of the Resident Evil 4 remake by a long distance, which is the art that everyone was making of Ashley as a rat.
Yeah, which was very good.
And she's just saying, Leon, I crave cheese.
This better not win because she's not even a rat, she's a mouse. You know? Like,
Alright.
It's splitting hairs so much, but...
Then I'm going to will it into existence. I think the winner is going to be Craven some Skaven.
You reckon?
I think the Skaven are funny.
Yeah.
And many of the people on the Academy are Warhammer people.
That's the thing, is it's so good, right?
Yeah.
The rattling gun.
The rattling gun.
The doom wheel.
The Council of 13.
They have nuclear missile bombs.
Well, this is neither here or there, though, because this is best use of rat in the game.
Yeah.
And the Skaven appearance in Total Warhammer 3 was legendary.
Yeah, they ambushed us. We had a legendary battle where we had to run around in circles.
It was like the Battle of Gondor or Rohan, when you look up over the hill, there's a million rats ambushing you.
Yeah. On a personal level, that was my favourite use of rat.
Yeah, 100%.
And so, but since I can't pick that, I'm going to take the cynical option. I genuinely think that Resident Evil 4 has won this award because of the cute art of Ashley.
Well, let's find out. It is really good art, actually.
It is.
But we shall see. 'Tis a tie between Geist and Craven some Skaven.
You know what?
Yeah.
I respect the Geist pick because it's the only game where you play as a rat.
It's true. But you can play as a rat in Warhammer.
No, you can. You can play as a whole faction of rats.
Yeah.
No, I'm all for Skaven because that was my personal pick.
Should we immediately agree on Skaven?
We'll immediately agree on Skaven.
Smash it.
But I'm glad that Geist got second.
Geist got something. Geist got a nod.
Geist got a tie. Sorry. Oh wait, we didn't even invite him.
No, yeah, just John Raimi's ghost is here.
Yeah, he's float off the stage.
Yeah.
Come on, right.
We've actually rented out the Wyndham Hall.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, for the award show. yeah, it's a very elaborate production.
Oh, beautiful. I mean, the Skaven, none of them are coming for the award yet. They're all fighting amongst each other.
No, they're waiting to ambush us outside.
Oh shit.
Yeah, they're all in the darkness going,
They're hoping to get all the awards from everyone leaving.
we better win.
Leon, you better fucking hang on tight to that.
Yeah.
Fucking Queek Headtaker wants to be best protagonist.
Leon be all like, no thanks, bro.
I would love to see Leon S. Kennedy fight a bunch of Skaven. Do you remember the idea I had a while ago to do a power ranking?
Yes, that was a nightmare.
Yeah.
We tried to plan it multiple times and we realized it was entirely unworkable. And it would just descend into madness.
I just like to imagine like a death battle style situation where we have to compare protagonists of these games on who would win in a fight, but it's too much.
I mean, unless I'm mistaken and there's some rat enemies in Resident Evil Outbreak, which who cares? I don't think there's ever been like a big rat boss in a Resident Evil game.
No, because there's been crocodiles.
There's been sharks, there's been monkeys.
Yeah, big spiders.
Yeah, big spiders, Neptune and Black Widow and all that sort.
Snake.
Yeah, but no big rat.
A homely southern family.
A homely southern family who just wanted to help out their strangers with their southern hospitality.
I know,
and they got mauled on them. I think you'd like RE7.
I probably would.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll go through all of them. We've done most of them.
Yeah, we're going to play 3 at some point.
I still think we should do the original version of 3.
No, yeah, we'll do the remake.
No, because
wasting my goddamn time.
Fucking
sucks. Kidding me? Bunch of bullshit. Don't at me. Don't come at me like this.
Well, we're Capcom's threatening to withdraw their sponsorship, so we'll briefly cut to a break.
Oh yeah, we'll see you after the break. Take care.
Welcome back to the prestigious List Goes On Awards. We hope you enjoyed the ad break. I don't know what products they're peddling out there.
Yeah, but we just signed our soul over to the ad people and they just do the work for us.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, this was a very low-cost, low-budget sort of affair, just because we're hoping to expand into one where we can get Hydrobot for ourselves.
Yeah, I mean, do you people have any idea how long it took me to put this award show together? 2 hours!
Yeah!
2 hours!
That's half the length of Clock Tower 3.
You could play Clock Tower 3 no times in that time.
Yeah, you could play it 0.5 times. You could play it half of the times.
Half of the times.
Yeah, which is, the best half.
Yeah, Sledgehammer and Kuroda. The best.
Well, Kuroda's doing a lot of carrying.
Yeah, he's doing the heavy lifting there.
But yeah, we'll move on to the rest of the awards show. We figured that as we're on to our third and sort of final sort of segment of the show, I thought it'd be important that we open with another worst.
Yeah, definitely.
Now, oftentimes, as an audio-based medium, we have to communicate things about the games via sound, and sometimes that requires capturing the essence of a certain character.
It requires it. There's no way around it.
Absolutely,
it has to be that way.
Exactly, and thus we have to use our incredible acting talents. As we both have acting expertise and experience.
I failed to get a GCSE in drama, so I got the chops.
I had to get taken out of Year 9 drama because I refused to do it. I was just like, I don't like what we're doing. I don't want to be here anymore. So I got taken out of the class, and I never looked back. So we are going to do our best to nominate the times where we didn't quite make the cut, where when we tried to do an impression of a character, of a person, of something like that, it just sounded dreadful. It just really wasn't up to snuff.
I just really like the way that you frame that. Makes it seem like there's like an array of really good impressions out there. Like we don't always fuck it up every single time.
Hey, I'm very proud of my Vector the Crocodile impression. I'll play it right here.
Oh, yeah, okay, I guess.
I thought that was pretty good.
Yeah, what now, audience?
Exactly. But
yeah, that's what I thought.
But instead, here are the nominees for Worst Impression. The Amy Rose impression in the Shadow the Hedgehog episode.
Oh, Shadow, I'm trying to feed this souffle!
I'm so fucking sorry, viewers. The Ramon Salazar's impressions in Resident Evil 4.
Oh, I feel really bad for doing this.
Oh, I have my bugs.
Yeah, sorry about that. Here, you can unleash the bugs.
Yeah.
The John Raimi impression in Geist.
Do John Raimi. Oh my god, it's like he's really here. It's like I'm really looking at a ghost.
Now, I noticed the fourth one has been scrubbed off the record.
The fourth one was my impression of you. And on the notes that we made for ourselves, I hadn't noted what episode of the show that was from. And I couldn't face down listening to all 24 hours of our fucking ridiculous show that we made to find the one point where I just did my impression of you. Which is me. It's just me going, oh, I'm Connor. I'm a cool guy.
Well, we now have a recording of it. Let's get that back to the Academy.
Unfortunately, they can't. Yeah, we have to pause to get back to the Academy. Wake Sen up from his bed.
I think that this is a pretty clear result.
Yeah, you've got the advantage here.
I think that the Amy Rose impression was dreadful.
I
was so quick to nominate it. I apologize for it immediately in the recording. I think it deserves to be vilified.
Do you want to give us a rendition?
Okay.
Here we go.
Sonic! I can't wait to see you come back from fighting perfect chaos!
And if that doesn't win worst impression, then democracy has failed. I've said it before and I'll say it again. Democracy simply doesn't work.
While Amy Rose can walk this
Exactly.
earth with me as the helm as her. Oh, God. Well, I mean, do you want to just shoot in the dark?
I'm just going to say Ramon Salazar.
Yeah.
He's a funny little French guy.
That was
French? He's Spanish. But he looks like Napoleon.
He does look like Napoleon.
Yeah.
I mean, that was a dual effort from both of us.
Oh yeah, that was we came together on that. That was a collaborative process.
We both did that one.
Whereas I wouldn't try to do an Amy Rose impression.
Yeah. The John Raimi impression's actually good.
Oh hi. Oh no, I can't do it. No more prep work than that.
Yeah, we'll get you some.
Yeah, when we play Sonic Adventure 2.
Yeah. And the winner of worst impression, with no surprise, is Amy Rose.
Yeah.
But with only 3 votes.
Wow. I mean, that's just the nature of democracy, though. Even when you have an overwhelming, like a landslide in a democracy, it's 60%.
It's like, did 2 of them vote for Ramon and 1 of them for John Raimi?
It's like you can sometimes see votes or polls that people are like, is China a democracy? And like 20% of people say yes. And it's like, well, people just don't know.
Well, they've got Democratic Republic in the name.
That's true. And people, which is what democracy is made out of.
Yeah.
All right, the next one's a pretty nifty one that I'm very, very looking forward to seeing the answer for, which is best laughing fit.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, because we've got a few here which are more to do with the actual show rather than the games we play, which I like to see. So best laughing fit will be one of my favorites from that, I think.
Definitely.
Yeah.
No, I'm very eager to see how this one goes as well, because we had a lot of good moments. I actually think that there was a lot more candidates than the 4 that we chose.
Yeah, but we had to narrow it down. The nominees are the Mario Kart competition from Disaster.
Connor is what you would consider to be a professional level driver. He is so good at racing games, he can beat Ridge Racer Type 0 on medium. Yeah. We once attended a Mario Kart 8 tournament in which Connor came second. And she fucking wipes the floor with it. I nailed the first try because I am what you would call a professional driver. I have finished the Ridge Racer Type 0 on easy. I once went to a Mario Kart 8 tournament and came third.
Geist is a stupid fucking game from Geist. Geist opens with a fucking terrible, dumb, idiot, stupid stage where you're playing as John Raimi, who directed Spider-Man. And you have a fucking stupid-ass pistol, and you're with like 7 Marines, and you're going through this lab shooting down guys, and it feels terrible. And then you download the Ghost virus onto a USB stick, and you... The intro from Resident Evil 4.
Hey everyone for listening. Hey everyone for listening.
Hey everyone.
that's the shortest podcast. That's it. I can't do this. I can't kill you immediately.
And the Council of 13 Rats from Total War Warhammer 3.
There is the Council of 13, which is basically the Rat
What,
Senate.
from Kingdom Hearts?
Who's on the Council of 13?
Now, which of those do you think is leading this? Because you've made me laugh a lot. I mean, that's one thing about this award is we've made each other laugh a lot.
That's the beauty of it. We were doing this to have fun, so...
Exactly. I'll address the elephant in the room, which is that the list goes on doesn't get that many views. Not much on the second channel does. But that's because I'm doing it because I think it's fun.
Yeah.
That's the reason why we get together and we do this.
Like, we were basically making this podcast for ourselves just by talking about these games for the last 4 years. So we thought, why don't we just record it and have a good time with it?
Yeah, exactly.
And get to have stupid award shows like this.
Yeah.
Where we give the best rat award to fucking WoW or something.
I know. Is it patting ourselves on the back a little bit much?
Yeah.
Sure, but whatever, it's fun.
This is entirely an indulgence.
Anyone who comes along for the ride are the real ones. They are legends.
You are the legends, so the list goes on.
You're gonna get rewarded for this.
Yeah.
Trust me.
And we hope that we've made you laugh as just as much as we made each other laugh.
Yeah. So what do you think has gotten the best laughing bit? What do you think everyone...
I think it's a toss-up. I'm going to go with what I voted for, which is the Mario Kart tournament.
Yeah.
Because I think that's really funny.
Yeah, that's fair. I'll go for what I voted for, which was the 13 Rats.
Yeah, that was also really good.
Yeah. Because they're all good.
And the winner is... Oh, a tie.
Oh.
Disaster Day of Crisis, the Mario Kart tournament.
Yeah.
And the intro to Resident Evil.
Oh!
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you what, and this is not me trying to, like, take votes away from you.
Yeah.
But there's a reason why I kept the blooper of us opening the Resident Evil 4 one that way, because that show started on the right foot. It started the way that we were intending for it to go.
That's true. I'm not trying to sway the vote either. I love the disaster. I think that's so funny. Like, every time I listen back to it, it cracks me up every time.
I mean, I really like it because it's us sharing, it's us trickling in deep lore. It's a personal story.
And there's like a setup to it as well,
Yeah.
because we do the whole, like, listen, Connor came second place in the Mario Kart tournament, and I'm like, yeah, I came third place in a Mario Kart tournament.
It's really good.
Yeah.
I am very fond of that Resident Evil one.
I am too, but I voted for Disaster. I'm gonna stick with Disaster. I think that's the funniest.
I want to rock, paper, scissors it.
All right, you want to rock, paper, scissors it? Great.
Yeah, let's do it. All right.
Rock, paper. Yes! Yes, son!
All right, well, that goes to Disaster Day of Crisis, the first time it's won an award.
Woo! Yeah.
Come on, Raymond.
Yeah.
Come on up.
Well, we're getting a good sweep.
Actually, come on, Mario. Drive on up.
Come on, guy who organised the Mario Kart tournament.
Yeah, he's gonna fucking steal it. I swear to God. Sorry, that fucking tournament, there was 16 people in that tournament, but only 15 turned up, so the 16th person had to be the organiser, who then won his own award.
He won his own Amazon voucher. Whereas we had to make do with a Mario Model T mustache.
God. Ash, we both bring our own things to the podcast.
We do.
I bring on my obscure knowledge of very unusual things, normally revolving around strategy games or stuff like that. But you bring something very special, which is that your immaculate talent for knowing and understanding the presidential cabinets of the American government.
That's my mastermind category.
Yeah, genuinely, like trust me, I can give her a year and she can tell me who was president during it.
Do it.
1066.
William of Hastings.
He wasn't president of America.
He was king of America. He conquered the world.
He did do a lot.
He did a lot.
He did a lot.
He went hard.
All right. 1807.
Thomas Jefferson.
Okay, that seems like an easy one. 1912.
God, I can't remember. Oh, William Howard Taft.
Yeah, just before Woodrow Wilson?
Well, yeah, the election was held that year that he lost, yeah.
Yeah, okay.
The worst result for a Republican ever.
Listen,
he won 8 electoral votes.
Anyone who knows that William Howard Taft exists...
Yeah, that's my curse.
Yeah.
I can tell you all about William Henry Harrison and Millard Fillmore with a hollow look in my eyes.
And you've used this talent excessively on the show.
To bring up presidents at all appropriate times.
You've made a point to mention a president in every episode.
I don't think I've succeeded, but I've definitely tried.
Yeah,
it is my ambition to have mentioned all 46 by the end of the show.
Yeah, that's fair. We'll see how you weasel Obama
Yeah. I weasel him into it.
Yeah, you just sneak him in there.
Yeah, he's kind of small, so...
Yeah, I can see that. I could see that. So, as a result of this, I do actually, I want to also commend our tallier, Dr. White. He has done an impeccable job preparing the envelopes for these awards.
Yeah.
And he's actually christened this one.
He's given it a name.
So I would like to proudly announce the JFK's Magic Bullet Award for Most Inappropriate President Mention, or Least Appropriate Mention of a President. And the nominees are Harry S. Truman for Total War Warhammer 3's Rat Nukes.
Harry Truman as a rat would be good.
I would love to see a Skaven in office. Are you kidding me? With his little Harry Truman, with his glasses, up in the Oval Office,
reading his nuclear weapon book report.
Bill Clinton for Shadow the Hedgehog's The Last Way.
or The Last Way, or something like that.
Way, yeah.
And it's just.
It's called Bill Clinton's The Third Way.
It's not. You have to.
Ronald Reagan for Total War Warhammer 3's Power Behind the Throne.
This was most analogous to the presidency of Ronald Reagan, where I was just a nice, smiley guy who was like, let's take all this land and let's do all this stuff and build a charnel pit.
Yeah.
And you were like, my queen, we must do this and go here. And you were like the power behind the throne.
Yeah.
And George W. Bush for Resident Evil 4's most George Bush game of all time.
Yeah, this is the most second-term George Bush game of all time.
My God, you're right. Those were the years.
No, it's the most George Bush second-term game of all time.
The most George Bush second-term game of all time.
I'll thank you to be accurate.
All right, no worries. This is why I have you around, to fact-check me.
See, it's a real bummer, because there's an obvious contender. Because I think 3 of them are actually quite appropriate.
Yeah.
And then the Bill Clinton one makes no sense.
Yeah, that's my pick. Is Bill
Yeah.
Clinton like that?
Because the logic is that Bill Clinton's political philosophy was called the third way because
Yeah.
he was in between the conservative or the Republican and the Democrat position most of the time.
Yeah.
But because there's a level in Shadow called the last way, that's how I got that in there. Clearly my brain was fried.
This is a game where you kill the president, where
Yeah.
there is a president, where there is a White House, and that was how you weaseled the president in. Was not.
Well, let that just say what it will. But I said that about the game about Bill Clinton.
Yeah, fair actually. Yeah. I mean, Bill Clinton. They did base Sonic the Hedgehog's attitude off Bill Clinton.
So actually, it's super appropriate.
It's very appropriate.
All right,
Well, this is also the thing: is that whatever guess you come up with next, it could still win because this has been miswritten as most appropriate president mention.
The Academy wouldn't have voted on that.
No.
No.
But there could be some mix-ups.
There could be some mix-up.
If you had a second guess, what would you say?
I'm just going to say Harry S. Truman rat nukes.
Yeah.
Because I think most George Bush term of all time for RE4 is actually quite appropriate.
Yeah.
And I think the power behind the throne is actually appropriate for that game.
Yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair enough.
I'm just saying I actually do good work.
All right.
All
Who will the winner be between Oppenheimer and
the other one?
Whatever film
Iron
has Bill
Man.
Clinton in it. It's a 3-way tie!
Oh, wow.
Between Bush, Clinton, and Reagan.
I guess it was the most confusing category.
White has added that this is the worst blunt rotation he's ever seen.
The worst blood rotation?
Blunt rotation.
What's blunt?
Smoking weed.
It has to be Clinton.
Yeah, we've already decided it's Clinton.
Yeah. As much as I loathe giving you a 1-up.
We'd like to dedicate this award to President Bill Clinton if he would like to give a speech in congratulation for this award.
No, we don't nominate. We don't celebrate sexual abusers.
No, we don't. Except Ricardo from.
Because we gave him worst fucking guy.
Yeah,
that's not an honor. That's an insult.
True. All right, everyone, drag Bill Clinton out.
Yeah, drag him out.
Don't give him his jacket.
We're not gaming in your years anymore, Clinton.
That's true. I fitted in a gaming in the Clinton years joke during the Resident Evil 4 one.
There you go.
Where it was the least appropriate.
Yeah.
But wait, speaking of appropriate, we have an exclusive preview for you available now, so please listen in.
World premiere.
Can you believe it? Lunchtime 3 is finally happening.
No, it's not.
It sure
you
is.
haven't got what it takes to make Lunchtime 3.
Listen, when you announce something, it's definitely going to happen.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
Beyond Good and Evil 2, fucking Elder Scrolls 6,
Yeah.
and
Others.
We have an incredibly important award coming up now.
Very special one coming up. Actually, this one is the most special. I don't want to have any sarcasm enter my tone because this is the award for best comment.
Yeah.
Because every comment, barring one, brings a smile to my face. It raises my spirits. It really fills me with a kind of joy that I treasure. So every time you comment, I do get a lot out of that. So we want to nominate someone for best comment.
Yeah, there is a lot of contenders for this. Like, genuinely, there was about 15 comments in the running. And we didn't even go with 4 in the end. We went with 6.
Yeah, we could narrow it down to just 4.
It was really, really difficult to even get it down to 6. And that's because there's a lot to celebrate. Like, every person who turns up to the podcast, who leaves a comment about it, it's wonderful to see people engage with the show still.
Yeah.
And it makes it all feel worth it.
It does, yeah. Without further ado, the nominees are... Clown Tangent should be a regular feature. Dog Level, talking about their own personal dog level. When he psychs that thunder, which is pretty good. Reggie is listening to this podcast. It about does Asa because he hates it. Alex Mercer being Shadow the Hedgehog for straight people. And a rambling description of Jack Garland, the Chaos King, who changed everyone's lives.
Well, I want to interject on a couple points on that one. One of which is that there was 2 different comments about Reggie listening to the episode.
Oh, yeah?
But I specifically nominated the one where they describe Reggie breaking his pencils in frustration, because just the idea that he's just angry.
He's so upset, yeah.
He's furious about it. And I'd also say that 2 of those comments are actually by the same person.
Really?
So
Wow.
that person's got a 1 in 3 chance of winning this award. I also would say, though, that as I mentioned, it was really difficult to narrow this down. Like, there was loads. So
it was difficult to vote as well.
So before I give both of our predictions, I'd like to at least mention a few folks who, I want to shout out.
Yeah.
For starters, I'd like to shout out, correct me, please, I apologize if I say this wrong, Sir Nauticus the Gallant 6986, who wanted to be immortalized as the 188th subscriber for the channel.
Yeah.
Which they were. That means if you're on that number, that meant that they subscribed to the channel before, the shout out video, the update came out. So they were one of the first adopters from, YouTube community. I also want to shout out Automatic38 for being our gun lorist. Every time we have a question about a firearm, Automatic38 is there to tell us what the gun facts are.
The most consistent answer to our comments.
Yeah, and honestly, it genuinely was fascinating to listen to.
Yeah,
them.
definitely.
So if we have more questions, please be on the case.
Yeah.
We love you.
We hope to retain your support.
And then there's 3 commenters who I always see at least one of these in every comment section. They seem to listen to basically every episode. Pokemon Duck, Supervidman 101, and Pineapple Fantastico 3079, who are very consistent commenters and presumably consistent listeners to the show. So I wanna applaud and immortalize the 3 of you because you are wonderful.
But now let's choose our favorite.
Yeah,
the best one.
Who
will reign supreme over all of you?
Yeah, which one do you think has won?
I think it's when he psychs that thunder.
You really?
Yeah, I think it's got that immediate humor to it. Although I have a suspicion it'll be a tie.
Yeah,
because there's so many votes, there's so many options.
No, that's true. There is 6 candidates. I'll tell you what I think has won.
Yeah,
it's kind of a toughie, but I feel like the one that's won might be Dog Level.
Dog Level is good.
Yeah.
So just for transparency, I voted for Dog Level.
Yeah.
Because I think Dog Level is the funniest concept in the game. Well, then I will announce the winner. It's a tie. It's a tie between Clown Tangent and Alex Mercer is Shadow for Straight People.
Alex Mercer is Shadow for Straight People was my vote.
Yeah, but neither of us chose it though, so we get nothing.
We get nothing regardless of which one of these wins. Well, sorry, that one is so on point because as soon as they said that, I was cackling because they're so right.
That's true. They're so brave.
They are so brave. They're so brave to say it. Finally,
I really like Clown Tangent.
Clown Tangent is good.
I just don't like to be reminded of Alex Mercer from Prototype.
I do because I think his existence is funny.
That's true. I'm gonna put my support for Clown Tangent.
Mine is for Alex Mercer. We're doing this. This is why this wasn't a good tiebreaker.
Well, then let's do it
because we're just gonna.
Let's rock paper scissors.
All right.
Connor's gotta wipe his hands down.
Sorry. Because you've won on the same one twice, I'm psyched out. I can't. You're gonna psych this thunder right now. Oh my god!
You give me way too much credit.
Yeah. It goes to Alex Mercer.
Yeah, Alex Mercer gets it, but none of us win, so
yeah,
it was pointless. Pointless. Your comments are all garbage.
No, congratulations to.
You're all banned from the show.
Congratulations to...
that's Gatonia Beth Sipol Y6343.
Congratulations. You have a very long name, but we love you.
Yeah.
You are delightful. So, what's the second...
this is very important that you're reading this.
This is a very important award.
Yeah.
Now, if you're wondering, okay, God, I listened through this whole podcast for nothing. You did not listen through this whole podcast for nothing.
Your efforts were not in vain.
We have a very important award here.
For fans of Connor's actually popular shows.
Yes, on my main channel. People might be thinking when they look at this podcast, like, okay, if you've covered this game on a podcast, is there really going to be any chance that you're going to do a retrospective on it? Because you kind of cover it in pretty decent detail and a much longer form content. And to that I say, I'm aware that the second channel doesn't get as many views as the main one. And also, I really enjoy the retrospective style of production. I like doing lots of gags to celebrate the things that I really like or I think more people should look at.
It's definitely a very different kind of show.
Yeah, exactly. As a result of that, there are games on this list that I really want to cover as a full thing. I think I've definitely said this before, at least a couple publicly.
Yeah, definitely.
So I decided it would be important to pick 4 of those games and try to see if the Academy can guess which one of them would be the most likely to get a retrospective.
Yeah.
So, these are the nominees for the most likely to get a ThunderPsyker retrospective. Clock Tower 3, Legend of K, Disaster Day of Crisis, and Time Splitters 2.
Each episode would be widely anticipated, I feel.
Indeed, indeed. And I'm going to spice it up. This is why it becomes important news. This is no longer a most likely
This
award.
is not hypothetical. The winner of this award
Will get a ThunderPsyker retrospective before the second List Goes On awards.
Don't let anyone tell you that this podcast is not changing the world.
It's
because we have altered the flow of time forever.
Indeed, indeed. So the winner of this award will become a retrospective on the channel. And if it's a tie, I'm going to feel so bad because I don't want this to be in my hands. I want this to be the Academy deciding.
Yeah.
But in terms of what I think people have chosen, I think they've chosen Time Splitters 2.
Oh.
It's already a highly requested one on my channel. Like, a lot of the patrons have been, like, looking out for it.
Yeah.
So I think that there's a very good chance that the Academy is going to say the same thing out of these 4.
I'm torn between Clock Tower 3 and Shadow. Not Shadow, Legend of K.
Yeah.
Because people know that you like Legend of K, so they might think you might go for that for the lols.
Maybe.
But then also we talk about Clock Tower all the fucking time.
We really do.
Yeah.
And the people gotta know.
The people have to know.
Yeah. This is the thing. We're basically battling between Time Splitters 2, which is a childhood game that's an absolute classic and is already widely popular. Legend of K,
which is a childhood classic, but is not good.
And as a result, I feel an obligation that I have to be the one that makes a retrospective on it, because no one else on the internet will. Disaster Day of Crisis, which is obscure, but I think is really interesting. I think that it would make a good retrospective, because no one's going to play Disaster, but it's the kind of game people would watch.
Yeah, definitely.
And then Clock Tower 3, the people gotta know. There's already a lot of stuff about Clock Tower 3.
We've got to fight that fucking guy who's like, Clock Tower 3 is the perfect slasher movie. And it's like, no, you're wrong. You're an idiot. You're a fool. You have not watched good slasher movies then.
It's the perfect comedy slasher
Yeah,
movie.
100%.
It's like, it's a Troll 2, not a Nightmare on Elm Street.
I'm going to go with my heart and say Clock Tower 3.
Now that heart's in the right place, and by goodness, I hope that you do get this one.
No one wants to see a video about Time Splitters. Show us Alyssa.
Alyssa!
I want you to talk about Dennis.
I do want to talk about Dennis. I want to talk about Corona. And the winner, for most likely to get a ThunderPsyker retrospective,
This is truly the moment of the show, fellas.
Oh, fuck!
What was it?
Legend of K. With 3 votes.
Yeah!
Of the Academy. Oh, God!
Your fate is sealed, boy!
I have to talk about the fucking cat game.
Yes, and none of us win. I should have gone with Legend of K. Was I stupid? Everyone knows you love furry games.
What did you vote for, Ash?
I voted for Clock Tower.
I voted for Clock Tower.
I wanted Clock Tower. I want you to talk about Clock Tower.
God, there's a coalition that went against me.
Yeah, like get
They
the
fucking
Tories
voted
out.
for me. This isn't going in the final recording, but Sen White. I know it was you 3 who did this to me, because Blessed probably voted for Disaster Day of Crisis.
Damn them all! Damn them!
Well, my fate is sealed.
Yeah, that's it.
And it's beautiful.
It is written in blood. You will discuss the Legend of K or receive 10 views.
My subscriber count's going down.
That's the end of you, Connor.
God.
Little did you know coming into this that your career would be over.
Okay. Well, we're down to our final, most important award.
Yeah.
There's a consistent theme amongst our games, despite the quality levels, the genres, anything like this on the show.
Yeah.
There's a surprisingly consistent through line for almost half of the games on the list, which is that they all came out in the year of our Lord 2005 AD.
Connor, is 2005 a particularly important year in gaming for you?
I tried to think about this, and I'm like, okay, well, there's Star Wars Battlefront 2.
Yeah.
I guess it's Dawn of a Winter Assault.
Haunting Ground.
No.
That's
Legend of K, though.
Oh, you're a bad man.
Legend of K came out in 2005.
Oh, yeah?
And that's a pretty big deal.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I can't fight that.
So as a result of this, we figured that, you know what, regardless of quality level, regardless of where we stand, there is one thing that unites these, and that is the time that they are in.
Yeah.
And we need to figure out which of these games best encapsulates the year 2005.
I just saw the nominees. It's the most ridiculous thing.
What is the game of the year 2005? Ash, would you like to do the honors of...
for one last time before we die. Game of the year 2005. The nominees are Geist, Haunting Ground, Legend of K the, Shadow the Hedgehog, and Resident Evil 4. And it's very close.
Wow. We have one masterpiece and then 4 games that are kind of...
Yeah, Haunting Ground. So I feel quite strongly that Shadow the Hedgehog is going to win this.
He's so gonna win this.
It's no way around it.
It's so gonna happen.
Yeah.
It's horrible, but
Yeah.
we're gonna have to accept it.
All we can do is march forward.
There's only one true contender, I truly believe.
What's that?
Which is that I think that people might have decided, no, I fucking love Resident Evil 4.
We all
and
do,
they've,
yeah.
and they've decided to vote for that.
Yeah.
Because it's the most legitimate one.
This is truly the final battle between good and evil.
It truly is. But we get to decide, what's going to be the true victory for us.
Yeah.
Because we've either got your Capcom highly rated
The Capcom Masterpiece series, yeah.
Yeah. Or you've got my childhood bullshit. But maybe we'll both lose and Geist will win. And
Geist
neither of us
will
will be
emerge
happy.
the winner from the fray. It's like the ultimate showdown.
It'd be so fucking funny if it
All right,
does.
well, let's put our waiting to an end and find out who is the game of the year 2005. There's not a best game category. That's just game of the year 2005.
Yeah.
Okay. The answer is... It's a tie between Clock Tower. Wait, that doesn't... Oh, no, between Legend of K and Haunting Ground.
What? It's the true battle between us.
We were distracted, Connor. We didn't see it coming.
No, we didn't. What the fuck?
Who voted for Haunting Ground? That wasn't me.
Who voted for... Okay, I voted for Legend of K. That was me. Wait.
It was him. It was Rat Boy.
No. Oh my...
We should have seen it coming, Connor. We should have known.
Fuck.
There is another.
There is another who understands... Of course! It's the guy... Yes, it's him!
Yeah.
It's Dragon's Dogma Man!
Rat Boy.
He is the only other human being on the planet who has ever played Legend of K. This is not even a joke. He is.
How could we have been so blind?
How could we have been so
But who
blind?
else voted for Haunting Ground? Who is my benefactor, my knight in shining armor?
It could be our digital shadow. It could be the one that you don't even know personally. I feel like it might be him.
But now I have to know him.
Yes, absolutely you do.
Connor, I'm not sure if I can handle this. I think we should give it to both of them. Because if we have to fight for one to win, we will be torn apart.
No, we can't. We can't. There's only one other way I can think about it.
Yeah?
If we competed in some multiplayer arena over it. If we did the Shadow the Hedgehog multiplayer or the fucking
Geist multiplayer.
the Geist multiplayer. Yeah. But I actually think I agree with your solidarity that we should cut this award in half. And we should award this both to...
Because it's beautiful.
It's beautiful!
We didn't see it coming.
Legend of K and Haunting Ground get to have on their boxes officially, you better be fucking listening to this Capcom and Nordic Games, or Embracer Group, I guess, that your games can have the List Goes On award for Game of the Year 2005 on their boxes. That can be on their Steam pages.
What a moment. What a way to end the show.
With true unity.
We've been brought closer together than we ever have before.
You might think this is rigged. This is not rigged. You might be like, what the fuck, Total Warhammer 3 didn't win anything? Okay, actually,
No, it won Craven some Skaven.
It won Craven some Skaven.
Yeah.
That's the most important award, the Rat Award. Don't act like that's the highest that is the highest accolade that anything can win on the show, is the Rat Award.
It was truly a show filled with twists and turns. We really didn't see that coming.
No, we didn't. It was, in my wildest dreams, I hoped Legend of K would win. I gave it a sympathy vote.
Yeah, in my wildest dreams, I thought Haunting Ground would win. I hoped Haunting Ground would win.
Yeah.
Because that's the true answer.
Right. We are tied.
The people can come together. and heal. The campaign is over, and now we unite as one people.
I didn't think we'd actually tie.
No.
That's another pleasant surprise.
What a win.
This has been a win for both of us.
Yeah, we're all winners here.
Yeah.
Apart from Naoto Oshima.
Yeah, sorry now, Toshima. If we'd given you that award, I would have lost, so...
Damn it! If only I was more ruthless.
Yeah. This is a delightful episode.
Wow, what a meaningful experience this has been.
I know. I'd like to thank our sponsors, those who have committed to providing exclusive previews to the show, to Hideo Kojima for being my best friend. Here he is, out on the field right now.
Oh, it's out on the field?
Yeah, there he is.
He's outside the house right now.
Yeah, he's skipping around.
we let him in. He's too excited. He has to calm down first.
We would also like to thank you, the viewers, for tuning in for this episode of The List Goes On, and for all the episodes that you may have tuned into beforehand. If you've only watched the Total War one, I totally get it. Like, it's fine. But we would love it if you listen to Ridge Racer, please.
Yeah, everyone... Legend of K you can let burn, but...
Yeah, Legend of K is fine. That can be... If that's the least viewed episode, I will accept that. But it is Game of the Year 2005, so you don't know what you're missing.
Game of the Year 2005, The Legend of K.
I once again would like to thank Sen for being the most wonderful artist that we could ask for.
Connor, when you do the Legend of K retrospective, you can describe it as the Game of the Year 2005.
Yeah, because it has that award now.
Yeah.
We've given it this mantra. I would also like to thank everyone in the Academy who took the time to read through the beautiful document that you prepared, Ash.
That document took me months. It was a lot of work.
So that we could host this. And I would also like to thank you, Ash, for being a wonderful co-host on this podcast.
Yeah, you've been alright.
Yeah, you know, it'd be a lot more exciting if I was Sen.
What?
Because then you talk about Shadow of the Colossus or something.
Yeah.
And Breath of the Wild.
No. Sen wouldn't get it, Connor. He wouldn't care about holding ground the way you didn't.
What did I give it on fun, like low? Like, what did I do?
Yeah, because you hate my company. You hate my sad girls.
It's only by proportion.
By proportion.
Listen, it has to compete with Ridge Racer.
Yeah.
That's a high bar.
That's true. That's a very high bar, but yeah,
I gave it like the highest interesting, I think.
Join us for Season 2 of The List Goes On.
Season 2.
Which is stacked to the rafters with banger after banger.
Yeah, we've got a lineup that we think you're going to be very interested in that is coming up. And
we're not going to reveal too much of our hand right away, though, because we like to tell them at the end of each episode. But we can say that the next episode will be in honor of the Season 1, Resident Evil 2.
Yeah, we're going to...
Specifically, the remake this time.
Yeah.
We want to be at least vaguely relevant.
That's the thing. We want to pay our respects to the game that started it all on this podcast, Resident Evil 4, by revisiting Leon's previous adventure.
Yeah, we can see Leon S. Kennedy when he's just a young, down on his luck cop.
The Dark Side Chronicles.
No, I don't want to play the Dark Side Chronicles.
Join us next time for Resident Evil Gaiden.
No, I played Resident Evil Gaiden. It fucking sucks. It's a Resident Evil game where all the items are invisible.
Thank you for tuning in, guys. This has been really good fun, and I really hope that you enjoy the rest of the show, and I hope that you've enjoyed what has happened. Whether you put this on in the background while you play a game, or you commute to work, or your warehouse shift, I see you, Legend of K guy.
Yeah,
who commented.
We got you.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
for listening.
Like the Titanic disaster, captaining this sinking ship has been the honor of my life, and I will gladly face my death in the icy depths of the ocean.
Hey, I'm going to keep paling water out of this damn boat to make sure we can keep going. Because I want this show to end like Captain Jack Sparrow at the beginning of Black Pearl, you know?
No, I fully intend to eat the other two Return to Center co-hosts to assert my dominance. You better watch out.
You better watch out.
Yeah.
And then you'll be top rat.
I'll be the top rat.
And you will rule the Council of 13.
I will rule the Council of 13.
And all of its Harry Truman nukes.
Yes. This on Skaven ploy. This great horned rat. Yes.
Oh wow, we already have a nomination for Worst Impression for next year. Bam.
Perfect. Thank you so much for listening.
Have a rootin' tootin' good time.
Make good choices.
Ciao.
Thank you for joining us tonight for the List Goes On Awards.